Minecraft is a game full of hidden secrets, and so I wanted to try and find the biggest and most well-kept secrets in the game. Keep account of how many you know and comment down below your score. I'll reveal at the end how many I knew, so let's see if you know more than me. Now before we start, I just want to say a massive thank you for 100 subscribers. It may not seem like a huge milestone, but it's a big one for me, and I really do appreciate all 100 of you that have pressed that red button. If you're one of them, then you, sir, are awesome. Now to start off the list, we need to look at the Enderman. Have you ever tried to hit an Enderman with a bow and arrow? If so, you may have noticed it's a bit difficult. This is because it's actually impossible to hit our long-armed friend with eggs, snowballs or arrows. They just teleport away before the projectile can get close. Speaking of snowballs, you may know that throwing snowballs at mobs does no damage. However, did you know that there is one mob that is exempt from this? When a blaze gets hit by a snowball, it takes 1.5 hearts of damage, meaning it only takes 7 snowballs to kill a blaze. Looking at eggs though, there is a 0.4% chance that if you throw an egg, 4 chickens will spawn from that one egg. Now netherite is known for being indestructible to lava. But did you know that even though it is the strongest material in the game, it cannot withstand the full force of the mighty cactus? When thrown against the top or side, every single item in the game gets destroyed. No exceptions. Now for a weird one. As many of you are aware, when you kill the Ender Dragon for the first time, an egg will appear at the centre of the exit portal, as a sort of trophy for killing the boss mob. This is the rarest item in the game, as you can only ever get one of them. Well, mostly, almost ever. In Bedrock Edition, if you remove the egg from its spawning platform and kill the dragon for a second time, there's a chance another egg will spawn. This isn't an official feature, but it's a fun bug that means you can end up with 2 separate dragon eggs. Ooh, okay, I need to speed this up a bit. The Minecraft Mafia are onto me. In Java Edition, a pillager crossbow can be broken by it being overused, making it a peaceful pillager. Using command, you can get a block of light from level 0 to 15. If you try and sleep in the nether or end, your bed will explode. But villagers seem to have no trouble with this. Villagers can actually emit water particles by panicking during a raid or zombie siege. Naming a rabbit Toast will turn it black and white in a tribute to a redditor's lost rabbit. Naming a vindicator Johnny will turn it hostile to every mob, in a reference to The Shining. Naming a sheep Jeb underscore will turn it multicoloured. Unfortunately, you can't actually get multicoloured wool from it. The Ender Dragon's name is actually Gene, as confirmed by Jeb. End portal blocks can't be broken by any tools, except mushrooms. Using a debug stick in Java, accessible by commands, allows you to change the status of any block. You can copy and paste structures by using a structure block. Beetroot is a pretty rubbish food source, but it can be used to make red dye. By using cauldrons, there are 5,713,438 different colours of leather armour. Endstone is just an inverted version of cobblestone, and bedrock is just the stone texture with the contrast turned up. Oh, okay. I think I've outrun them. Time for a breather. Let's have some Bedrock exclusives. In Bedrock Edition, you can light both campfires and candles, not only by using a fire aspect sword, along with flame bows, but also by right-clicking with a fire aspect book. Campfires can also be lit by burning mobs and players that walk across them. When it snows, the leaves on a tree will turn a frosty white, and you can extinguish yourself on fire by throwing down splash water bottles. You can also extinguish fires on the ground by using them too, or you can just, hit them. Anyway, enough of the bedrock stuff. In Java Edition, if a creeper explodes while under a potion effect, the effect will spread and stay as a lingering potion in that blast area, being very annoying if you try to poison it. Speaking of creepers, if a creeper gets struck by lightning, it becomes a charged creeper, which can deal over 60 hearts of damage. If a charged creeper kills a skeleton, zombie, with a skeleton or another creeper, the head of that mob will be dropped. The creeper head can then be used to reduce a creeper's view of you by 50% while wearing it on your head. A wolf's tail shows its level of health. The higher the tail, the more hearts the wolf has. Feed it meat or even rotten flesh to restore its health. Smelting a wet sponge is one way to turn it back into a normal sponge. However, did you know that by placing a bucket underneath, you can actually collect the water? Not that you'd ever have any use to. 2 sets of tripwire lines can actually intercept without interfering with the other one. 2 block tall flowers will drop a duplicate of themselves when bone mealed. If you fall on a berry bush, you don't take any fall damage. You do take spiky damage though. The top level of a desert temple fits a fully built beacon perfectly. This could just be a coincidence, but it does flag some questions about the lore of Minecraft. Speaking of the beacon, before the developers decided that the elytra would be the prize for reaching an end city ship, a beacon was going to be there. The only remnants of this still in the game is the purple glass and holes in the crow's nest, which would allow the beacon to shine through. Now, for a few real life facts. Minecraft has sold over 238 million copies. It was originally called Cave Game, and it took only 6 days to make, with the full version of the game taking a further 2 years to release in 2011. In 2013, Vikla Rydberg Secondary School in Sweden made Minecraft a mandatory part of the school curriculum. Why couldn't I go to school there? There exists a China edition of Minecraft. This is where the panda mob came from, as it won the 2018 China edition mob vote, beating the other 4 mobs, which were the Chinese alligator, a golden monkey, white-lipped deer, and the Baiji dolphin. The panda won, of course, and has 7 variants, each possessing their own personality trait: normal, aggressive, lazy, worried, playful, weak, and brown, with brown being the rarest, with only a 1.85% chance of one naturally spawning. Baby pandas also have a 1 in 700 chance of dropping a slime ball when they sneeze. 3 types of mob have the ability to dance in Minecraft: the parrot when you play a music disc, piglins when they kill a hoglim, and pillagers when they successfully complete a raid and kill all the villagers. When opening Minecraft up, there is a 1 in 10,000 chance that the menu screen says mince raft. Along with brown, black, white and grey, a pink coloured sheep can be naturally found. This is very rare though, with a 0.1% chance of it spawning, and a 0.0082% for the baby variant. The fastest tools in Minecraft are not made of netherite, but actually gold. However, these are the least durable, being only able to mine 32 blocks, meaning you'd need 72 pickaxes to get a full inventory of blocks. The 1.18 update introduced large iron and copper ore veins, where the ore blocks generated alongside tuff and granite respectively, as well as the occasional raw block variant. These veins can be thousands of blocks long. One full 24-hour day in Minecraft takes 20 minutes in real life, which means an in-game year would take 5 days and 2 hours, so a normal gaming session for most people. Placing a carpet on a fence means you can jump over it, but mobs can't. In Java Edition, you can break the bedrock on top of the nether to allow access to and build on top of the nether roof. You can use potions to make mobs invisible, but did you know that snow golems' heads can still be seen? A bucket of milk removes all potion effects when drank. If a mushroom cow gets struck by lightning, it turns into a brown variant of the mushroom cow. If you feed it a flower, then instead of giving mushroom stew when you use a bowl on it, the brown variant instead gives suspicious stew, with a potion effect corresponding to the flower you gave it. These can range from health potions to the wither effect. Now, Minecraft has been subject to various April Fool's updates, where Mojang has added some pretty weird stuff into the game. I'm just going to focus on 2 of these: the 2.0 update from 2013 and the Love and Hugs update from 2015.
Hey, you! Pipe down in there.
And trust me, there are some crazy hidden features here. So back in April 2013, Mojang announced they'd be releasing the highly anticipated 2.0 update. This released a day later, adding some pretty weird stuff. Mobs would gain weight if you fed them and eventually explode. The wither had a new pink design, and mobs like diamond chickens and redstone bugs were added. An ethos slab was also introduced, in reference to the popular Minecraft YouTuber Ethos Lab. This block was essentially a half slab of TNT. And while this was a crazy set of features, it doesn't compare to the craziness of the 15W14A update from 2015. The pink wither made a comeback, squids were flying, and instead of riding horses, they instead rode you. Although if you did decide to ride a mob, you'd have to use a ghast instead. Everything in this update became love-based too, with a love golem, heart-shaped weapons and clouds, and a love meter instead of health. This love meter would unlock a secret game when filled called Minesweeper, in reference to the classic game Minesweeper. Do you get the joke? Because it's like Minesweeper, but it's a creeper. Other features in this update were smiling creepers, obsidian boats, and changes to structures like the removal of the traps from the jungle and desert temples. Also, dungeons were redesigned as homes. All this just made the game a little bit weirder. Oh yeah, and if that wasn't enough, lava is now cheese. Anyway, back to features you can find right now. The Woodland Mansion is one of the rarest structures, but did you know that the mansion itself has different versions? From lava beacons, end portal recreations, and even an obsidian shell encasing a diamond block. The secrets kept behind the walls of the mansion are still surprisingly unknown, despite it being added over 5 years ago. But let's talk about the illagers' opposites, the villagers. Most of you will be aware that you can cure a zombie villager by splashing it with a weakness potion and feeding it a golden apple. This can improve its trades, but what most people don't know is that by having iron bars and beds nearby, you can actually speed the curing process up. So if you're wanting to cure multiple villagers up, make sure you have these around so it doesn't take forever. Speaking of which, once you have these villagers cured, there will be ways to get infinite amounts of emeralds really easily. One of these is by having a librarian villagers and a few cured cartographer villagers. You can get glass blocks from the librarians, turn it into glass panes, and as long as the cartographer buys the panes for less than 10 per emerald, you're making a profit. Another way to do this would be to cure a librarian and buy bookshelves, only to break them and sell the books back to them for a profit. If you use the furnace in an igloo, it will melt the ice window, revealing the underground dungeon below to players that didn't know it was there. By using walls in a 3-wide pillar, a redstone pulse can be sent vertically instantly, regardless of height. Alright, let's speedrun these now. There were originally plans for a sky dimension to be added, but this is yet to be worked on. A Minecraft block is 1 meter by 1 meter, meaning an enderman is 9 feet tall. Lava buckets can power a furnace for 1000 seconds or about 16 minutes. Don't throw your old wooden tools away, they can actually be used to smelt items, such as food, early on, no matter how damaged they are. Crops will grow faster if they're placed in rows. You can use diorite in cobblestone to make 2 blocks of andesite. Granite can be crafted from quartz and diorite, and 2 blocks of diorite can be made from 2 cobblestone and 2 quartz. Not that you'd actually ever want to use that recipe. If you name a container block, such as chests, shulkers or even dispensers, the name will appear at the top when you open them. When a full moon is present, spiders have the chance to spawn invisible. There are 22 mobs that have reduced fall damage, 17 that are completely immune, like the cat or iron golem, 4 that take half damage, like horses, and 1 that takes 5 hearts less damage, the goat. Back in 2009, giant zombies were added. These were 12 blocks tall and did a lot of damage. They can still be found using commands in the Java edition of the game, but currently have no AI, so will not move or attack. Speaking of classic features, the human mob was a mob that predates almost all other mobs. It had a Steve skin and would run waving its arms around, later attacking the player. These were removed before the full game's release. While the human may have looked like Steve, there actually used to be a mob called Steve. This was added back in January 2010 alongside 3 other mobs, being Beast Boy, Black Steve, and Rana. These mobs only lasted 2 days before they were removed. They had no animations and just floated across the ground, never stopping in motion. There were also no death animations, so these mobs would just vanish when killed, dropping string, feathers, gunpowder, or even flint and steel. In Java Edition there exists a version of the rabbit that is like no other. The Killer Bunny, in a reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Go on board, chop its head off. Right, silly little leader. One rabbit stew coming right up. Look! Jesus Christ!
The Killer Bunny is a mob that is hostile to players, wolves and foxes. It has horizontal red eyes and can only be spawned using commands. If a player comes within 16 blocks of the Killer Bunny, it will leap towards them, doing 4 hearts of damage per attack. It takes 45 seconds to walk across 10 blocks of soul sand through cobwebs while under a slowness potion, meaning to walk just 100 blocks it would take over an hour. Before villagers, the mob that was going to inhabit villages was the Pigman, a humanoid pig. The Pigman's zombified counterpart remained in the game for 10 years until they were changed to the zombified piglins in the Nether update. And as for my very last fact you may not have known, we'll need to go over and have a look at the Bedrock version of the game. Using commands, you can get a mob egg for an NPC. This is a villager-like mob that does not move, only turns, and can say customized text. The NPC has 20 different skins, including a hazmat suit and even an ATM. So if you're building in creative and want to make your builds feel more alive, add a few of these and give them wacky names or funny dialogue. Oh, I think I've lost them. Can you believe I only knew 32 of those facts? And I want to again thank everyone who has subscribed, whether you're brand new or whether you've been here before. I appreciate every single one of you who watches my videos, and I hope you stick around for more. I've been Big Dave, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.